Hey there folks, and welcome back to the GT7 Weekly Challenges of May Week 5, in other words, May 30th to June 5th. Starting with the European Sunday Cup 500 at Circuit D Barcelona, Catalunya National Layout, which I am driving, the Lancia Stratos 1973. A homologation model for a rally car that was based around a little bit of Dino in terms of engine, but for suspension wise, you have to rise it up because it's not a great suspension. In fact, this is a car I thought was like really terrible until you realize, oh, all you have to do is increase the ride height. Oh, okay. And also done by Bertone, as you can see on the side. Yeah, basically just driving a 550 pp Lancia Stratos because I was like thinking between a 500 and 550 pp. It's like, okay, let's just try this. So I might as well just gun through it. It's only like 2 laps. Yeah, you got your normal European cousins. That is the DS3 racing here, or the Magani RS Trophy, or the 208 GTI by Pojo. But yeah, you have to say the by Pojo for some reason. I can't just be 208 GTI. I do like the gauges though. Very simple gauges. For once. But off I go basically. But yeah, I'm a 550. These guys are at best probably close to 500 at least. So. And then you have the Delta HF Integrale, you have the Mini Cooper S 2001, Ford GTI 2014, and Abar 500. Your Abar or Abar? Oh my god. Okay, just showing the cars now, considering how short this is. Because yeah, this is a short race. It's lasted like barely 3 minutes. Like all. Yeah, just look at the mere contenders. Just the mere contenders here. Delta HF here. Oh, GTI. But yeah, for 500, this actually makes sense to have some high contenders here with the sports cars. It actually makes sense where the 450 has 500 cars, or has some 500. So then the Magani RS trophies in there. And the 450 for some reason, which I don't understand that. From our call. If I'm to the endpoint here, just showing them one more second as the Abarth Stratos goes there. Let's screw them. Let's screw that one. We're going to wait until the Stratos. But yeah, I love the Lancia Stratos because you're just hearing nothing but that car because that car is loud for engine noise. Something that only makes 267 horsepower. But anyways, off to the American Clubman Cup 700 at the Autodromo de Interlagos. Which in this one, I decided to break into. Decided to drive the Corvette DR1 2008. Which is the king of Corvettes, and it really shows because this thing is a king. The king of supercars at that time. Where the C8's now the king of hypercars. And I could definitely say that now after the reviews of that one. So that one is like so much better. The C8 one is. Where the C6 is still prominent though, it's still good. It's just the C7 had a struggle because of its loose grip. Where the C8 fixes that because of the rear royale and stuff. And that such. I didn't just saw the Haggerty review and recall what all they said about it. No! What did you think of that? But anyways. Yeah, I do watch the Haggerty reviews and stuff. Like the icons or the memorabilia stuff. Cause that's good history to know though, I guess. No such. Anyways, just driving this king of the Corvettes victory, basically. But yeah, 750 pp, by the way. This thing is, I want to say semi-max tune. It's possible for 800 pp setup, but I didn't really want to push it. I just want to push it where it was at, because I will say I had some 750 pp's trained way back too for this. So I had some examples, and this was one of them, which I'm not surprised this was one of the examples, because yeah, the 2008 Corvette is a beast car. A really good beast. So then Ferrari had a struggle to even beat this car. And then now they have to beat the C8 one. Albeit over glorifiedly expensive. But this is not even close in terms of price difference. Because if I recall, like, a Corvette is like 100 grand. A ZR1's like 100 grand. Ferrari's like 200, 300 grand. For a car that doesn't even beat the ZR1. And the best part is some of the stuff the ZR1 is what a Ferrari uses too. So it's kind of hilarious in that regard. If there's one problem that people have, is just the interior and stuff. It's kind of just basic, but honestly, I think it's just good. But yeah, I basically agree with the reviewer on that, basically. Heck, I even love the hood too, because the hood has like an open spot where you can see the motor within. Where I don't think the ZR1 even has that, or if it does, it's like blacked in, if I recall, or the later ZR1, which I'm referring to the C7. Yeah, we do not have the C8 ZR1 yet, but if you modify a C8 though, you pretty much have the ZR1 right there, in some ways. It's just, you know, different skirts and stuff. If you just slap a spoiler on it, high tune it to hell and back, you have something that is potentially hypercar territory, which is 800 pp. If you're hitting that 800 pp, I consider you a hypercar. If you're hitting 750 pp, you're a supercar. You're just beating supercars. Which is fine. Because then how far supercars have went, because they went from like 600 in, I would say, 650 pp, then to 700 and 750 and 800 and then 850. 850, I would say, is more reserved for track-only cars. Then 900 is a real supercar that is called the Valkyrie. I can't talk much about the Valkyrie because it's a track-only car too, I believe. And you know, limited edition, 20 copies of it only, stuff like that. Here's our basically our contenders: there's Focus RS, the Stingray, the Z06, and such. And of course, the Garage RSCR Civic in the front again, because yeah, we've done this track before with the I believe the C2 Corvette or no, I did it for the C5 Corvette for the showcase, I recall. So yeah, basically just doing this event again, but with this instead. But yeah, if you haven't drove the C6 ZR1, I would recommend it. It's a good Corvette. Nice and sturdy. Can't really go too crazy with that. Besides what the performance it possesses, which, yeah, I think it hits like 600, and yet, I mean, if there's one problem, yeah, I have all the weight reductions on it. I guess I really shouldn't have that many weight reductions, but it is what it is. But yeah, this ain't like full power swing either. I think it's like 90% power swing, and that's from the either the ECU or the other thing, something like that. I can't remember. Oh shit. Hey, yeah. Watching these punts go at the end of the day as I try to get there as quick as I can. But yeah, another reason why I picked this car is yeah, this track takes a while, so I might as well just pick the fastest thing possible and just go to ham. Which this is somewhat the fastest thing possible in terms of American cars. The other case is, of course, just go get the Dodge Tomahawk. There's a rival to the Valkyrie. It's the VGT that is the Tomahawk street version. And the Valkyrie doesn't come even close to that. Because it hits like 980 PP, I believe. And that's without a spoiler and stuff, technically. Although I will say it technically has a spoiler, but it's kind of weird, I'm not saying. And then the special pneumatic power. That who knows if it exists or not, because I don't know if that would exist yet. Does it? But yeah, it's just kind of funny. I was like, okay, so Corvette stepped up their game and made a hypercar. Technically, where's Ford on that? Because so far the GT, I would say, only goes supercar. It does not go hypercar. In my case, yeah, I decided to just try some drifting with it. Just curious. I'm really spin out the wheels though. Yeah. Now onto the last of the turns here. As we see the C3, I tried to get there again. I cut like way too in. Going in. Too much. Yeah, except it's just back there. I'm surprised he's getting second. 134.93. I think the fastest is 132.1. Yeah. But not surprised, I was trying to drift. So I think that lap wasn't done. Now on to the 812 special event at Sardinia Road Track A. Which I am driving, but I basically just said, which is the Ferrari 812 Superfast, but at higher performance than the performance it was given for the circuit experience, which was like 700. No, this thing's 750 now. I will note, probably should put some weight reductions because this thing tries. Yeah, because this car is the opposite I did to the Corvette, where I didn't add a weight reduction. I should have. So this thing is pretty fast when you modify it. And such. This thing hauls butt. Hopefully the vinyl looks pretty good. I still say it's kind of work progress because I think I need to add something to the roof side there. Add some black or something to the top because it's this all on the low I'm noticing. Try to add more. I will say originally it was going to be Dino Orange, but I decided to just go with the white. It has blue color. Because that is a Ferrari color as well, besides the yellow and white. Because, yeah, I was not going to do the Italian thing, because you shouldn't be doing the Italian thing, because Enzo will hate you for that. Because he didn't want to represent Italy at all back then. Matter of fact, he hated Italy. He wanted to represent his own colors, but the problem is, back then during racing, you had to represent your country's colors, so he didn't chose to side with America for this case, because America didn't have anybody represented for the European races, so he chose the American colors, which is white, blue, and red, or red, white, and blue in that case, which was very interesting in that regard, even though, you know, he turns around and craps on Ford later down that road. But yeah, that's why if you notice the Ferrari badge and you saw that there's blue, white, and red, that's why. Is because he also supported those colors too. Matter of fact, yellow was supposed to be the primary color for a Ferrari, but due to the country. Country ass, they went with the red, which is Rosso Corso. So, yeah, at the end of the day, there's that to say, but yeah. So, in terms of performance, these guys are driving sports soft, but they are quicker than me because I did have to lower the horsepower to make to appropriate to 750. That's the interesting part. It's like, I didn't have the weight reduction in it, but I was still technically slower than these guys in regards. Because yeah, they still have the full horsepower at stock, where I am downtuned. I will say. I think if anything I have a higher turbo. That's about it. So by acceleration I should technically be quicker. Turning I should be obviously quicker. But yeah, I'm just noticing the black rips on these cars. Like, I should probably did that too. Oops. Regard. Yeah, their styles ain't so bad either. I would say, like the red and white one's pretty nice. Yeah, they did went out of the way did some decal, but that's just it. It's just decal. They didn't add vinyl or anything. But it does look, you know, street nice. But if that's what the attention was, I didn't know if it was supposed to be a race attention or a sports attention. And that's like a black with a grayish stripe. That one's Italy style, which no. Because like I said, Ferrari's not okay about that. Or, well, the man that was Enzo wasn't okay with that. The founder. Although, I mean, by then of all these cars that are made, it doesn't matter anymore. Probably not. So, Jack can still represent Italy. So, you know, I'm not gonna beef it. It just feels like no matter what, it feels like it should kind of paint like this, even though it's okay. So. Paint it pink, I don't care. I'm not the one who's gonna be offended. It's the freaking company that's gonna be pissed because they don't paint their cars pink. That's the one thing they outlaw. And if they see it pink, they're gonna be pissed. That's a funny joke. Well, besides, you know, D-badging the car, but that actually makes sense because, I mean, the car's supposed to have the badge. It's the car. Although, it's kind of weird to say that because, like, some cars are okay with getting D-badged, some are not okay. Like, Ford's okay getting D-badged, where Ferrari's not okay getting D-badged. I don't know whose other companies out there who are not okay getting D-badged at the end there. I assume it's just Ferrari. At this point, because of the certain what was it? I can't remember his name. Deadmau5 or some music guy. I can't remember. But he tried to make his Italia or change the badge to Ferrari instead of Ferrari. I got pissed as a result. And such. So instead he went to Lamborghini and Lamborghini gave him a car as a result. It's like, wow. That's how you lose your people. And then another case is like the Justin Bieber case, which I think he did like over-modding or something to the car. And they got pissed off about that because, yeah, they're not okay about modifying your cars. Although Liberty Walk says hello on that matter. But yeah, should I technically talk about the 812 Superfast? I mean, it's just a very fast California at the end of the day. You know, what more you can expect? It's faster than the F12 for sure. So I didn't add any of the engine upgrades to it. I just add the interchangeable upgrades you can have, which is like, you know, your turbo and muffler and other stuff. So that's why at best it sounds louder, but it's not like crazy. Now, if you know, I could have just turned around to sports me. Oh, is it sports me? Yeah, sports me. These sports mediums did the same case they did, but nah. I'd rather just tune it to where I'm gonna be putting it at, which is the 750 range. If I'm just blowing through this event, I'm just blowing through this event. The event's not forcing me to. If it forces me to, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I don't see a point. I don't see a challenge about this. Besides, oh, hey, everyone's just using an 812. Good dick. But yeah, overall, I think I did on the vinyl okay-ish. I think I still need to do a bit more to it. Very unique in regards. I tried to do a unique approach. I think considering I did blue wheels instead of black wheels. It was that or gold wheels. I was thinking too. So I was thinking like one of the colors. So it might end up being gold wheels in the future here, but I don't know. I'm debating. I would like to try unique and try to go for blue rims for this case. I'm not doing black rims because, for God's sake, we don't need blend. We need color. The only reason I do black is for the vinyl to give it more of an outline and stuff. The only time I consider black rims good is if it really fits, which is very hard to do that. Yeah, 142.516, but I did 140.731. That's pretty good. Considering there's a endurance race for that. But at the Hypercar Parade we go at Secret de Saint Cruz. See you layout. I am driving the Radical SR3 SL 2013, but it's not just any Radical SR3 SL. It's Radical SR3 SL with the Suzuki VGT motor. A motor I'm kind of surprised it's going everywhere because it's a VGT car, which if you don't know a VGT car, it's a concept car. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, you can stick a Suzuki VGT vision car, concept car motor into our cars. This motor must be available, I'm guessing. The car must exist. It kind of has to if this is happening. Because I haven't seen any other VGTs kind of just doing that. It's been just that one. Considering that's the grade 3 variant too, so high fuel or less fuel to something too. So but yeah, I will note something. I forget that we do have a challenging opponent here. He was just right behind me just a little bit ago. I'll just tell you that much. And it's called that Valkyrie. I forgot that Valkyrie's gonna be a threat. Yeah, honestly, he's trying to push all the way up here in the front already. No, not the Vulcan. The Vulcan's just, I don't know, he just changed. He just exists. I'm kind of surprised on that. I kind of figured the Vulcan would be coming up too, but nope, it's just the Valkyrie. It's the Vulcan there's 750 as well. Which, yeah, that makes sense. That's a hypercar. That's a hypercar. But like everything else, and even me, are technically a supercar. Don't technically, I kind of got the Vulcan supercar hit 750, but I mean, it's kind of weird at the end. Oh wait, I don't know anymore. It's kind of weird. I'm not saying. Very debatable. It's like 750 is like that hypercar, is that supercar range. It's like kind of a matter of both, really. So honestly, I guess it's technically fine. For the Baylon. Speaking of hypercar, I think it's just a matter of how fast it goes. If it's 250, it's a hypercar. If it's a 230 though, it's a supercar. Or no, wait, no, I did it again. But where's the ultra car? Maximum overdrive car. Yeah, the only car I have to catch right now is just the Enzo. Speaking of the founder, his car that they made, I think when he passed away, I believe. Because it was going to be just called, I believe, the F60. But when either F60 or F50, yeah, I think it was going to be called F55. But instead of that, they called it the Enzo. Due to the passing of Enzo Ferrari. I believe he passed sometime around 90s or something like that, if I recall. But yeah. Which is kind of interesting because the Enzo Ferrari is made by a Japanese designer too, that's the interesting part. It's not made by Italian design. It's one of the cases where Ferrari decided to not use any of their super professional designers, but an interesting designer that was a Japanese designer for that car. That's why it's so different. That's why it's so unique in regards. And that's why it also became basically a staple, because the LaFerrari is essentially an Enzo Ferrari, just more newer. A lot more newer buttons to press and such. And then it goes even further with the FXX and, you know, the track-only specials. You know, it's kind of funny, because, yeah, the Enzo's drivable in public, but the LaFerrari ain't. So that's the funny part. Yeah, got a but yeah, speaking of ZR1 of C7, but however, here comes his Valkyrie. He's coming. Oh, he's coming. He's coming for your children. Yeah, 918 Spider. SO R McLaren, which, yeah, this is what I call supercar. I call that supercar, but, and then the Veneno is a hypercar. Yeah, see, like I said, it gets weird. Although the Veneno doesn't have race tires on. It's the fun part. Yeah, Ford GT. That's a supercar. Mercedes AMG. I consider that supercar because that's not really that crazy. It's something. Besides the pop-up spoiler. Then the other Ford GT, I consider that supercar because it's not a high-power car. It's the V6 and the GT. Like the MC20 is also a supercar. So it's not that crazy or short. And probably why it didn't sold like hotcakes either. Because they really undermined performance on that. And decided to go for the health route, even though, if I recall, the EcoBoost Ford motor, specifically the 2.3 liter, is one of the worst motors. Because of what attempts they had to do on that compared to other motors in terms of faults. Although I don't think it's 2.3 liter, but I'm just saying though. I just know there's a lot of notorious EcoBoost motors. Besides the other notorious Ford motor, that is the Triton motor. It's also kind of a bad motor. I'm just watching these guys haul butt. Right there. I was curious how fast they're going on a straight there, which is basically as fast as my Radical is. Which is kind of shocking because, yeah, the Valkyrie's not going super fast, as fast as I am in some ways. He's going faster around the corners though, which is what's shocking because I figured this car would be very turning. But then again, I gotta remember, this thing hits like 700 pp with the normal motor, I believe. So it's not crazy. So the turning might be the biggest issue for this build at the end of the day. Yeah, Murcielago. Turn here, because yeah, now the Valkyrie is giving chase. Which I don't have much distance from him at the end of the day, because yeah, he's right there. He's coming for it. He wants his prize. Which I'm not surprised, because I mean, the Valkyrie is fast as a pan car, so what do you expect? It probably literally is a pan car at the end of the day. It's in the AMR version, I believe, is a grade 1 race car. And as such. Yeah, just going down the turns and stuff through the something hoops. Yeah, I think this is 3 laps because this is a big track, even with these fast cars. This has like almost the length of Le Mans in some cases, which is a lot more turning. But it does have some raw speed moments at least, so that's the interesting part. It's surprisingly not the longest track, even with the biggest layout. That's a sick bridge though. This is the part I like about the track, is the bridge. I feel like other sections need a bit more changes to them, like they add big old hoops or something for the lanes and stuff, but I'm not really sure. You really sure on that? Yeah, because I consider the bridge a really good moment. I consider this turnabout a good moment, straight on down. Although the windmill section ain't bad either. I don't know, I mean it's just that top section. I think needs the most of the changes. If I had to say when it comes to tracks, which yeah, this is exactly the first time I talk about tracks, because I usually don't talk about tracks. I'm getting more experience, maybe we should start to talk about that. There's a reason to talk like everything in sight, you know. Don't just look at, say something about it, you know. So I mean, look at that power pole, it's all curved and crap. All twisting stuff on the ground. Are you guys sure that pole is okay? For power line? Yeah, it's interesting this was power line to the track there. Which I thought this was like a windmill yard, but then we got mine here. I think it's just a power line area. You got these buildings here and stuff. It's like, and such. But yeah, he's getting ever closer though. He's inching. He's definitely inching. Saying his fastest time was 3:25 there. So yeah. Okay, oh crap! I need to really hightail it before he comes and ruin my day. Because I thought this was a fast. Heck, I thought I was gonna blow out the competition, but no. The Valkyrie shows up. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. He's technically fast if it's a fast track like this. Yeah, 3:23. He's quick. Well, I did only at 3:27. I had not much left, but on to the Grade 1 prototypes racing at Fuji International Speedway. Which I am not driving a pan car. I'm driving a GT500 because after discovering that NSX is fast as fan cars, it's like, oh, okay, I could probably do these other two then, which is the RCF or the Nissan GTR. I was gonna say Skyline because I keep having my brain set to its, you know, what used to be named. Such, but yeah. So yeah, going gets pan cars with a GT500, which is it's kind of interesting, but it's like on par basically. It's like almost as if pan cars really need to step up in their game when it comes to upgrading their cars in the future. Because if a GT500 can keep up with them, we have issues. But yeah, also all of a sudden yellow flag. I wonder what happened here. Let's see. Okay, as we go up here, because I thought it was this guy here, but nope, it's the one behind him, as you see in a bit. But yeah, I just know it's like, oh crap, what happened here? Go around these turns here. And for some reason, he's like pulling out hardcore for the XJR9 of the Jaguar tank car. Just, okay. Yeah, now back to Actorism. The RCF, which yeah, RCF is Toyota's, you know, V8, although it's not V8, it has a, this is the crazy part, I think it has like an inline 4. It's not supposed to be that fast, but it is really freaking fast to these guys though. I would say top speed though, maybe not faster in that department, although maybe to the hybrids though. It's just, I know its acceleration is insane though, but it hits 900 pp as a result, which, yeah, 900 pp GT500 is pretty insane. Let's see. That's why I kind of wonder about this whole data mine notes of, apparently there's a 2019 version coming, which, if that's coming, oh my god. That's even, and if that's even faster, holy crap. That's not grade 2 anymore, that's a grade 1. And it shows. It's like the same performance as a Group C racer. You wanna know what's crazy? The difference is a Group C racer can go to like 230. Or GT500 will have the turning performance of a hybrid LMP. Still. So that's the difference. It'll be all about acceleration turning, while a Group C will be all about speed. So because that's how they were designed back then. All about that speed and stuff. Exception for one Porsche, which was the one that we saw back there. Can't remember what his name was. Yeah. Escaping me right now. Yeah. But most of these other ones though, they're mostly speed. That's such. Same with Sauber. Although Sauber is a bit more turny though, I will admit to that. Yeah, there it is. 962C. That's the one I was looking. That one's definitely about turning. Yeah, it really shows. You got the McLaren VGT. Or with the McLaren Senna. So that car is real now. Which I am happy that some of these concept cars do end up being real at the end of the day. But there is some though, it's fine. They can just stay dead. Soon, I know the Mini Cooper Clubman's not coming back. Or that's definitely not coming back. Or if it is, it's going to turn into the Countryman. Which, you know, I thought that was a Countryman to be honest, but no, that's a Clubman. But the Clubman's discontinued now, so. And then you have the Mitsubishi prototype car, which is essentially an Eclipse crossover. Which, ew! I mean, it's not, you know, CRV ew, but it is bad on performance, I recall. There's okay cars, but then there's that. Because I'm just gonna say the Subaru XF at least is better. Which I think that also became a car too for the Forester, I believe. Or some of the concept of it. That matter. That's not for an SUV had a brake and shoot design. Or I think it's shooting brake design, god. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. So, but yeah, it's just kinda interesting. You have GT500 at the end of the day. Like, oh, okay. Is this fast enough? If there's like one problem you might have to deal with, fuel. Fuel is kind of a problem. Although for this race, it's fine. It's like 6 laps and then I go in. For the other paint cars though, there you go. On to basically the rest of this race. So you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm gonna take a bit because the last race always takes a bit. Although I wouldn't say that long. It's like, let's see. Wait a minute, 29 within 10 laps. That's 10. It's like 12 or probably 15 minutes. Yeah, I would say 15 minutes. In that case. Less than 15 minutes. But then again, you gotta change the tires too, so. Yeah, I'd say every 15 minutes. Let's go. I'm just looking at these other ones, so yeah, he's almost going out to pit soon. The L750R hybrid, which yeah, that don't exist, which I'm not surprised because it's Bojo. But so far, anything, which is kind of interesting because Bojo has 2 vision cars and none of them kind of exist. Very cool. Yeah, that's the interesting part is that most of them on prototypes. Some of these are VGTs. So now the Mazda 55 VGT on this. I kind of wish that does because that is a sick car. And even in terms of design, that looks crazy. And then the Hyundai Vision car, which I think that one does exist, but they had to add the spoiler because it turns out, oh hey, not giving a spoiler, not a great idea. You need that extra turn. It's not because of the control factor, which is what they believe. I think they believe that the control factor was fine. It was the turning factor is what you need the spoiler for. Which is another reason why to have a spoiler at that point of performance. I would understand if it wasn't, if turning wasn't a big issue, but it's gonna be. With all this now. Or when you're hitting like 200 miles per hour. I guess what I'm saying is you're hitting the equivalent of a former car nowadays, so you know. But then again, every car at this point is hitting to that point of the wall of speed, which is once we hit that point, we just cannot advance any further. And at that point, the best thing you can do is make the most reliable or fuel efficient car possible. And once you basically hit that, I don't know how a car gets more business after that, besides, you know, more luxury things or ability to stuff more things in the car and that such. Once we hit that level, it's gonna get interesting next 20, I would say 10, 20 years, I would say. In that part. There's Photo 908 getting chased. I'm not surprised, this thing always gets chased. It's just funny part, it's like not any of the newer pan cars, it's just the Polo. And then, oh yeah, the R92, which I feel bad for that car because that car did poor performance in real life, but for as much as it is as a threat in Gran Turismo, it feels weird. It feels very weird to see this car in this high spot. Because then again, I mean, as the saying goes, it's virtual reality, so. Yeah, some realism, it doesn't have all the realism, which, you know. Yeah, your engine could just spontaneously combust any time if the wear wasn't great for the moment. And that such. Or, you know, the car just eats so much oil. And that such. But yeah. Hitting in right now with the RCF, but yeah, I don't need a whole lot of fuel, I just need to also change the tires, because I noticed the front tires burn out pretty quick. And that's such. Yeah, there's the GTRL Nismo trying to get back up here. Yeah, he pitted in earlier, and so did the L75 750R too. And I see the other special one, which is the SRT Tomahawk, which I hope that becomes real too. That's a sick car. If there's anything Dodge needs to do, just make that. That's it. That's all you have to do. That is basically the successor to the Viper, I consider. Even by design too, it just feels kind of similar. Get the R18 here, temps if I want. That's Albert. And 962 with the XJR9. Yeah, it's kind of funny because you got all the. Oh, something happened there. Oh, yep, he's one out. And we got another wreck again. Same guy. Alright, so that happened here. Which is kind of weird. I wonder why he's having that problem. Is it because of the tire wear? There's no way it'd be that, because I wouldn't think it'd be that bad, but alright. It's kind of interesting the XJR9's backfills are covered. I don't know if that feels like a design fault or not, because most other cars don't do that, so it's interesting. Oh yeah, and then at least it has like an open spot there for air to flow there at least. So it's kind of like just doing purpose at the end of it. But yeah, and then you got the Bugatti VTT, which this technically exists, it's a Chiron, but that's crazy performance, as I think, though. I mean, it's probably possible at the test, though. My problem is I'm going to assume the fuel's just going to eat like no tomorrow, so. So that is one I need to recheck again, because I have tried a Chiron before. I tried it for 800 pp though. But just right at the spot. But then again, that right at the spot is like the best spot for like everything, because you can do pan cars, you can do GT500s, grade 2 versions, the grade 2 cars, and the other grade 2 cars. And then you got basically some production cars. I hit 800, like the Chiron. or the Corvette C8, or the Aston Martin Valkyrie if you want to detune it that far. I think you could do it. Actually, I might try that. I think you'd get it if I recall. It's pretty close though, I think. I might be the one section. Yeah, that's just me getting back up to spot. Yeah, the pits. But I know these guys are gonna be pitting soon, so other than that. They do the Ferrari strategy. They pit at the last lap. Which why? 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 Everything goes. Now passing the 908. Pretty machine. It's a pretty machine. It's also diesel power, by the way, because you have the 908 and the not R18. I think it's like or no, I think it is actually R18. I think it's R18 TPI or something like that, because it's a diesel motor at the end of it. And it's, you know, motor shared by Volkswagen and Audi because they work together. But yeah, that's a diesel motor. The R92 is not. That's a gas. Yeah, that's just the funny part about those two Pacific fan cars. They're diesel. And I believe the HDI means high diesel injection. The fat part, I don't know what the fat part means. Besides the obvious dirty term, but I assume it's not that. I need to look that up. Basically. Anyways, off to the last bit here. There's just a bunch of corners left, but yeah, they said this track's going for rain and stuff. It didn't rain at all. I was kind of expecting it, to be honest. They didn't do it at all, one bit. Not one bit. But I got the SRT Tomahawk in third, surprisingly. I was like, okay, not shocking. But he was eventually getting up here. To those two specifically, not me. Because I will say on this lap I would just dominate it. If there was more laps to it, because they only cover up to 15 minutes, so. Laps, so. Here we go to the last straightaway for Fuji. And crossing the line. 129.332. So that basically ends that for this race. If I take a long drive here, because yeah, somehow the end was this long. But yep, now on to the reward. Oh, 762 horsepower, by the way. So on. But to a 5-star roulette ticket, because yeah, I memorized the rewards this time around, instead of having 2 extra rewards. And we have here a, speaking of VGT, the VGT 2020 concept, I believe. Yeah, a Nissan Concept 2020 VGT. Which feels like a car that should also exist in the future. But for like, you know, special edition hypercar means. Like your Nismo, crazy, like make Nismo create a car and it will probably be that. Because Nismo's always been this tuning upgrade facility for Nissan at the end of the day. It feels like they should just do a step further and make their own car. But at the end of the day, that wraps up for this weekly's. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content I provide, and thanks for watching as always.